Okay, hi, welcome back to our tutorial. Okay, so this tutorial we will apply again the pivot table. Okay, but this time our data, right? We will using the data around 800 record, right? So previously you get a very simple pivot table, right? But this time, right, we will apply the 800 record. So you will find what is the difference and the performance for pivot table inside the Microsoft Excel. Right. So this file you can be download from the e-learning website or from here. Okay. I was create the download link. You can directly download from the URL or address. Okay. So the file will contain around 800 record, right? So you will see, right? Make sure you have the 5 column A until E, right? A until E, right? And the record is start from the second row, right? Until the last row 800, or actually the 799 record, right? So this tutorial only got only one file, right? All the creation file will over here, right? 1 until 6, right? So the column include the country, salesperson, order date, order ID, and order amount. Okay. Right. So make sure you download the file and open by using the Microsoft Excel. Right. So I recommend using directly open by the Microsoft Excel. Right. Don't use any WPS or online version for the Microsoft Office. Directly download and open by using the Microsoft Excel. All right. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. Okay. Right. So we will using the pivot table. Okay. Because it will automatically help the user to grouping, right? To grouping about your record, right? But the rules is make sure your spelling, your typing spelling is correct. Right? Make sure the typing is correct. Okay? Make sure the spelling, avoid any spacings. Okay? So the powerful of pivot table is, right? If you automatic find out how many different, right? Right? Record inside your Microsoft Excel. Right? Even though you have the 1,000, 2,000, or 10,000 record inside your Microsoft Excel. Right? So from this example, okay, we have the how many different salesperson inside the record. Right? The record contain the 799 record. Right? But you cannot recognize, right, and calculate one by one because it got a lot of the record. Right? So when I asking you how many different salesperson inside the record, right, you cannot get the answer on the spot. Right? So you only can calculate one by one, or how many peacock, or one the salesperson is peacock, right? One the person there is a leveling, right? But you cannot get how many different person, right? So when you cannot get the how many different, the number of the salesperson inside the record, okay, you cannot apply any sum if, right, function, because you cannot make sure the number of the salesperson inside the record, right? But the pivot table can, right? But the pivot table can, right? So now we will go through how we using the pivot table and calculate the result. Alright, so make sure you will download the working file, right, from the URL. Okay. So the step one, right? Right, the step one, right? So you highlight all. Make sure you highlight include the from the country until the amount. So there's a 800 record. So you just highlight. Don't using the Control A, right? Until end and 99. Okay. You highlight all, right? You highlight all. Right? You highlight all. Right? So the pivot table is, right? We create an insert, right? We create an insert pivot table, right? But the question is, question one, total order for each salesperson, right? So by using the pivot table, so we can simply highlight all and click the pivot table and drag and drop the field and calculate the result, right? The requirement is calculate the total order for each salesperson. Now the issue one there is we cannot recognize how many different salesperson inside the record, right? So we will apply the pivot table. So you just highlight all and click pivot table. Right. So this time we are using into the new worksheet, right? New worksheet, right? So we click OK, right? So the worksheet we can rename first now, right? Q1, Q1, right? For question one, right? To easier to recognize, right? Q1, right? So remember, I think I need to adjust. I closing down the I closing down the camera first. Okay. So you must be adjust drag and drop the necessary appropriate field into the column, row, and the value. Alright. Always remember the number figure commonly we will drag into the value. Right? So the question is, we want to calculate the total order. So we need to drag the order amount into the value. Okay. And after that, okay, the question is total order for each salesperson. Okay. So important is the salesperson. Right? Salesperson. Right? So we will drag the salespersons into the row. Right? Into a row. Right? Finish. Right? Finish. Right? So the powerful for the pivot table is, right? We no need to consider how many different record inside the Excel, but make sure the spelling is correct. And after that, we can be drag and drop into the necessary field, so it can be calculate the result. Right? Right. So this result actually you also can apply by using the sum if. Right? Right. This result also can apply by using the sum if. Right? But the result by I adjust first. I adjust. So yeah, I adjust for the I adjust for the bit. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Cannot. Cannot. Give up. Give. Remove. Okay. It's okay. Right. So you also apply. Right. Also can be uh, apply by use some if. Right. You also can apply by using a sum if. Right. Also can apply by using a sum if. Right. But right. You cannot recognize how many different salesperson inside the record. Right. So that's why we are using the pivot table. Right. This is more powerful. Right. Right. So very simple step. Okay. It can be replaced the manpower. Right. Maybe you need to spend 2 or 3 hours, right, to calculate the result. Now you just simply click, right, within the 5 minutes you can get the result, right? So you can be improve the productivities, right? So next we will go to the second one. If we go to the second one, right? The second question is comparing the sales one country at a time, right? So the first one there is a calculate the total order for each salesperson. The second one there is the total order by country, right? By country, right? So again, you can be highlight your record. Make sure you also highlight the column for country, right? So insert again above the pivot table, highlight all, pivot into the new worksheet. So this one we change to the Q2, Q2, okay? Q2, okay? So again, I need to off the cameras. Okay. So the question is the total order by each country. So order amount you also require to drag into the value, and the country you drag into the row, right? So you can get the result, right? The total amount, total order for the UK is the 333,000, right? Around, right? In the USA, there's 894,000, right? For the total orders, right? Very simple, just drag and drop, right? Right. So you no need to calculate against, okay? Sorting again, right? And sum up one by one, right? Very simple, right? Even though you change about the record, if you update automatically, right? So far, any questions? Any questions? Right? Right. So if the video or audio quality are not clear, please let me know. Right? Right? If, right? If the quality, video quality and the audio quality not clear, let me know. right? Let me know. Okay. So number 3, okay, number 3, there is a calculate the top 5 salesperson, right? So number 3, okay, we apply the filter, right? So we apply the filter, right? Remember, we will apply the filter, right? We'll apply the filter for question number 3. The top 5%, it actually is not one step, right? Right? It's just a one function, okay? Right? So we will do again about the pivot table, right? Make sure you highlight all, right? Insert into the new pivot table, right? For the Q3, right? So the Q3 based on the Q1 result, right? So you need to drag the order amount, you need to drag the salesperson, right? Only the difference is question 3 will apply the filter, right? So the filter is inside the uh, top left corner, right? So you click the button, right? You select the value filter, right? So from the menu value filter, we select top 10. Actually, it didn't have any top 5 value, right? You need to adjust the top 10 function. So you click top 10. So the top 10, there's a default value 10. You adjust it into 5. It will becoming top 5, right? So you tick the row, select value filter, top 10, and after that, you change the top 10 into top 5. Right? So after 5, last step is the click OK. Right? So it becoming the top 5. Right? It will becoming the top 5. Right? So it's quite simple, right? You just simply apply, right? Just simply apply. Right? So number 4, right? Number 4, okay? Comparing the salesperson performance quarter by quarter, right? Quarter by quarter. Right? So number 4, okay? We will apply the function inside the pivot table. We call it grouping, right? We will group, okay? We will group the value, right? We will group the value, right? So of course, we need to highlight against for all record, right? For all record. Right? So all record, you highlight, you insert again the new function for pivot table. You click pivot table. Right? Click. Right? So you change the worksheet to the Q4. Right? Q4. Right? 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 So remember the question is the sales performance, right? The sales performance quarter by quarter, right? For each, right? For each salesperson, right? For each salesperson, okay? So this time we need to using a grouping, okay? But order amount there's the same one, right? We still drag and drop the order amount into the value, right? After that, we need a salesperson, right? But one more is we need to drag the order depth, because why is the quarter, right? What's the quarter, right? So quarter one is January to March, right? Quarter one is a January to March, okay? So we need to drag about the order depth, okay? So we drag into the order depth, right? Order depth. So we need to select the different grouping setting, right? So we right click the depth, right? Suppose the depth will be like that after you drag and drop into the row, right? And the order depth should be above the salesperson, right? So after that, you right click grouping, make sure the grouping. So we select the quarter, tick the quarter, untick the month, right? So after that, we click OK. Right, after that, we unclick, right, and tick OK. Okay. So it come out the result, right? Quarter one, right, for each salesperson, right? What's the total order for the each salesperson? Okay. So the powerful for the pivot table is you need to consider the debt, right? You need to calculate the debt January until the March, right? What's the total for the salesperson one? No, right? You just make sure you type the correct debt, make sure you type the correct name for the salespersons, and after that the Microsoft Excel will calculate the result for you, right? Right. Whatever you need to do, only you can be select the different type of the layout. Right. You can select the different layout. Right. So you will calculate and grouping by the quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Right. Right. So number five, right, and number five, right, is a grouping the total, right? Sorry, typing error. Total, right? Total sales for each salesperson by country, right? By country, right? So this one also you using the group, right? Grouping, okay? Also apply the grouping, right? Grouping, right? So of course you need to highlight all, include the country. Highlight all. Right? Insert pivot table. Okay. Q5. Right. So the question is grouping the total sale for each salesperson by country. Okay. So of course we need the order amount, right? We need the country, right? And we need the salesperson, right? So if you split into two, okay, UK, how many salesperson, what's the total order for the salesperson? USA, how many salesperson for the order? Okay, you can get the result. So you may have the question, right? You may have the question, right? Until now, question 1 into number 5. Okay, so we are using only the row. Why not using the column? Right? Why not using the column? Right? Right. So actually, easiest to the user view, or human view for the result. Right? Column we can apply, but commonly we are apply only one. Commonly we drag and drop one field into the column. Row we also can drop one or two column, right? One or two field. Okay. We are not recommend drag and drop more than one field into the column because the result you are difficult to understand. Okay. For example, for this one, you also can drag the country into the column, right? So you can see there is the result, right? You also can see the result. UK, US, right? But it's difficult to read by the human, right? Difficult to read by the human, right? Compared to here, right? I drag and drop into the one row, right? So that's why we need apply the most of the field into the row, right? So there's the same question into the Q number 4, right? You also can drag the order there into the column, no problem, no problem, right? Right, right. So you can see the result, right? You can see the result, right? Same one, right? But it depends on how easiest, for the user to view the result, right? But Q4 is a better. You are using the order that, right? You drag into the column, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it depends on the requirements, right? Result you can get the same one, right? You drag into the column, you drag into the row, right? But only the difference there's a view. How easiest for the user view, right? How easiest for the user view. Right? So about the last questions. Okay, last question. Create a pivot chart to display the result for average sales for each country, right? So the result of course only two lah, right? Because only the two countries UK and USA, right? So we will apply a pivot again, but this time is a pivot chart, right? This time there is a pivot chart, right? So we insert pivot chart, right? We select, click pivot chart, new worksheet. Okay. So we back to the rename. We rename to the Q6. Okay. So the question is, we want to display the chart for the average sales by country, right? So we will apply the chart, right? So the chart is what we need using the function, right? The function inside the pivot table, the function, right? The default one there is a total, right? I can show you the default one. Of course, we need the country, right? We need the country. Okay, we need the country. We need the order amount, right? But default there is the sum, right? Right? Default is sum, right? Now we will change into average. Okay? We change to average. Okay? We change to average. Default there the sum, right? So we will change to the average, right? So we click the field setting, right? We change from the sum into average, right? Based on the question requirements. Okay. So after that, of course, you can be change the not the total, right? Average sales by country. Country, right? So you can change the format, change the color. Oh, cannot. Quick layout. Font. Need to change about the right. That's okay. Okay. Difficult to change total. It's up to you now. Okay. So you can change the chart serial type. It's a color. Design. I cannot change the color. Fill color. Fill color. Okay. Fill color. Okay. Right? So you can change about the fill color. Right? You can change about the fill color. Right? And make it difference. Right? Make sure. Right? Right? The requirement is average, so you need to change about the fill setting. Right? Default there is a sum. Right? Default is a sum. Right? So you change to the average. Right? You can change to the average. Right? Right? So that's all our right. That's all our tutorial. Okay. So any question you may ask, you may ask. Okay. So I let you 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2 minutes. Right. You ask about the questions. Right. So after the 2 minutes, okay, we stop our live tutorial. Right. We stop our live tutorial. Right. And any question you may leave the comment message to me, right, about this tutorial, right? Okay, so there's no question, we stop here, right? And we see you for the next tutorial.